not go straight down. We're not in Disney. This isn't the Tower of Terror, or I wouldn't be riding it 2 or 3 times a day. From Grandview to Carson, yes, it's 400 feet, but there's 800 feet of track. So the car goes down very slowly, very gently. It doesn't jostle you around. It's not like a roller coaster. It doesn't tip. It always stays level. Now it's 2.5 minutes from Carson Street down to Grandview. Now here's the big but. If you don't want to do this, there are 57 steps from the base of the incline down to the parking lot. And people say, oh, I'll just ride the elevator or the escalator. No, there is no elevator or escalator because when this was built in 1877, that didn't exist. And we can't add them because if we did, it wouldn't be a historic landmark. So, with that in mind, we're going, once Janice gets the trolley settled, I'm going to ask if you don't want to do the steps, you can stay on the trolley and ride down with Janice, okay? Now, on the right, this condominium's first phase completed July of 1998, sold almost immediately, so we added phases 2 and 3. And you can see 2 selling points. First of all, the view, but second, a 2-car garage. Now, if you look off to the left, many of these homes were built before people owned a car. So why would you build a garage if you didn't have a car? Well, now, especially Saturday and Sunday when the students are home from school and the adults are home from work, finding a parking spot can be pretty tricky. So if you have a place, a home or a condo with a garage, that's going to be a selling point. And of course, the homes on the left don't have the view. Now, there are a lot of restaurants here that are popular for wedding receptions, wedding rehearsals, if you want to bring an out-of-town guest. So, a popular view here from Grandview Avenue. So, very short now, Janice is going to pull over. And with the information that I gave you, is there anybody who does not want to ride the incline? Everybody riding? Okay. Now, also, when we get to the base, remember we're going to not all be able to be on the same car. The cars only hold 17 to 18 people, and we have 23. So that's okay. We'll just divide you in half. Half of you will be on one side and half on the other, because the cars run that way, okay? So we'll do that. But just be careful when Janice gets...
Okay, let me go behind you. Just anywhere on the street, right?
Sorry, I'm going crazy with pictures here. Sorry, man, you got it.
Oh, you're fine. Well, now we'll get out of the way so that
Kẹp tôi đừng rút vào nó, tức là đừng rút đâu mấy bạn của mẹ thôi.
So when we pass that car, we know we're halfway. Now, I do a lot of tours for school children. April and May is a popular time for them to do tours. And it's always the hottest day of the year. And, you know, they'll say, hey, lady, turn the air conditioner on. And I'll say in my teacher voice, well, does anybody remember when did I tell you this was built? Of course, 1 or 2 will raise their hand, 1877. And then the child next to them will say, well, turn the air conditioner on. And I say, well, we didn't have air conditioning back then. So what we do is we take out the glass and put the screens in. And then when it gets colder, we just reverse it. So the river is the river from the right, the Monongahela that starts in West Virginia flowing north. The river from the left the Allegheny flowing south, and where they meet right at the point, right in front of the fountain, we're halfway. That's the beginning of the Ohio that continues to flow into the Mississippi. And you're looking into Heinz Field with the gold seats. That'll be crazy tomorrow. Every seat will be filled. Well, let's see, what time is it? It might be filled on, 1 o'clock. They'll be out there tailgating, even though the game's not till 4:25. And of course, to the right is PNC Park, where you see the lights. Of course, that's quiet. The Pirates aren't playing.
It'll never resolve.
That voice.
The worst. The worst.
And he made a lot of money for autism. Now this is going to come to a pretty gentle stop. There is a little bit of a bump, and sometimes when I do the school children, they think it hits and then flies back up, and I'm like, it better not. Very slow.
My father was upset to learn that I was with Mr. Rooney for this. My father was upset.
I'll take yellow tickets, or if you're on the tour, that's cool. I'll take yellow.
Washington, General Edward Braddock, General John Forbes. Now this bridge, of course, is one of the two major double-decker bridges. This is the Fort Pitt Bridge, so if you came from the airport, came through the Fort Pitt tunnels on the upper deck of this bridge. If you're leaving the city, you're on the lower deck. Now you can see the city skyline. The Fifth Avenue place is the Highmark building. And then the one that looks like the glass castle is the tallest of the PPG, 6 in all. And then the building, the black building, is the steel building. You're going to say, well, why is UPMC at the top if it's the steel building? UPMC has the top 17 floors. Now this, of course, is the Highmark Stadium. This is where the Riverhounds play soccer. So Pittsburgh Steelers, University of Pittsburgh Panthers play at Heinz Field. Pittsburgh Pirates play at the PNC Park. And this is for the Riverhounds. Now the Penguins play, it was the newly renamed, it was Consol Energy. Now it's been renamed PPG Paints. That's where the Penguins play. So if you're riding the Gateway Clipper, this is the ramp that would take you down to the Gateway Clipper fleet. And they have in the summer, they run a small boat called the Good Ship Lollipop. It goes out for an hour. It does go out on all 3 rivers. Of course, if you're looking for something a little more elaborate, they have a larger boat that does reunions, wedding parties. This is the only riverfront hotel. This is the Sheraton. Very popular, April and May. A lot of the high schools like to have their proms here. June, still the most popular month for weddings, even though I think September and October are pretty much rivals for June. I don't know, Janice would know more about that. It seems like more and more people are having fall weddings. But again, very popular because you're within walking distance to Station Square, shops, the boutiques. And very shortly, we'll be returning you to the opposite side of the street where we picked you up. Thank you for joining us today. You are a lovely group. Nobody was heckling me or anything like that. I always appreciate that. Or fact-checking me. And Jan, isn't she a great driver? Yeah. Some of those things